being worked on, so we have one wireless mic up in the front. But the city of Stuart informed me they've got great new sound systems. They're all at the dais, and they're going to be around. Thank you to Commissioner Matheson is here. Appreciate City of Stuart. I saw Ben also here and others, but thank you for hosting us again tonight. We appreciate it. We're going to get started with some other introductions too. I know Commissioner Campy is here, Chairman of the County Commission. I think I saw John Haddix, Representative Chapter Lippish is here as well. And I did recognize Commissioner Matheson. I don't know, are there any other city commissioner or county commission here? But thank you very much. We also have the communications director for the district here, Sean. And Drew Bartlett, the executive director of the district, is on his way. So he's going to be joining us here in a little bit, and we might have a few comments. So we'd like to, what we'll start with is have everybody stand up. We'll do a pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So what we'll do is, like we did last month, we'll have all of our members stand up. Members of the Rivers Coalition, we have 103 of them. I know if you remember. We're going to stand up, and then as you introduce yourself, we'll go down. We'll sit down. So that'll make it a lot easier. So everybody who's a member of the Rivers Coalition, will you please rise and stay standing, and we'll introduce ourselves. So we'll start over here with Mr. Marty Baum.
Marty Baum, Indian River Keeper. Rick Hall, River Warriors.
Hey, Rick.
Nicolette Mariano, Environmental Studies Center Council.
Nicolette.
Jim Skio, Venture 3.
Frank Miller, Stuart Rodman Rip Club.
Hi, Brent.
Michelle Weiler, Coast Coast Road.
Hi, Michelle.
Blair Wickstrom, Florida Sportsman.
Joe Carter, Stuart Fly Runner.
Mike Glenn, Lock Landing Homeowners Association.
Linda Grand, American Association of University Women.
Walter and Bobby Deemer, this Martin County League of Women Voters.
Jerry Snyder, Circle Bay Condo.
Jackie Transiger, Martin County Conservation Alliance.
Well,
I'm Caroline Leonard. I'm a proxy for Gail Ryan, Martin County Democratic Environmental Caucus.
Sherry Anchor, Conservation Alliance, St. Lucie County.
hi, Sherry.
Regina Wood, Martin County Florida Native Plant Society.
County Native Plant. I'm Mark Perry, Florida Oceanographic Society.
Charles Grandy, President's Council of Hutchinson Island.
Todd Weissing, Lighthouse Point Homeowners. Mike Connor, Conservation Editor, Florida Sportsman Magazine.
Nick Nader, Dolphin Ecology Project.
Great. And we also joined by Mayor Becky Brunner. Welcome. Before we get started, if we could all kind of put our cell phones on airport mode, airline mode, or whatever we call it, silent airline mode, that helps me keep the transmissions down so we kind of focus on our so appreciate that. So on to kind of chairman's comments. So I just want to say I've got the presentation this evening, but we had a great thing from Lieutenant Colonel Reynolds. She also has a replacement coming in, and he's going to be coming around to visit us, I think, in this next month. There's a lot of meetings set up with LOSM and things coming up in August as well. So you may start to see him with Lieutenant Colonel Reynolds, but I really appreciate her coming last month to update us. This month, and I'm going to give you a little update about some of the St. Lucie River watershed and how it's impacted with works of the district, all the canals and the operations of the district, and also weave that right into the DMAP and TMDL process and what's going on and what's currently happening. So I put up a couple of maps. The one on the far left over there, if you get a closer look, is one I got from Drew Bartlett. a couple weeks back, and it's about all the different regional projects that are happening in Everglades Restoration. So you can not only read the list in the upper left corner, you can also go down and actually look at those regional projects. It's pretty up to date. And then the one on the right is a map that I got from Tommy Stroud from the district, probably about 22 years ago. But it's a great map that actually outlines all those little blue lines or lateral lines which connect to canals, which connect to them culverts and things. Drew, we got a seat for you right up here. Oh, super. Driving down from Jacksonville. So,
I think you've got it.
So first on kind of our agenda is the current action items is the vote for the resolution to support the Protect Florida Act, which is House Resolution 3324. We did have that at the last meeting. As you recall, we were kind of remembering that we, wanted to, the board had looked at it, approved it, but they wanted to go out to the membership. They didn't have time there to review it, so we put it out to the membership of this past month. It's pretty basic resolution to support. I know in the past we supported the previous kind of similar thing that was put forward on a resolution to support the public health and safety of the issue. So I know we've had it out for discussion. We've had it up for there. We do have a quorum of this meeting. So we would open it up for some discussion or motion to vote to approve it. Motion to approve in a second. Great. So we have discussion. I do. Yes, sir. Mr. Marty.
Are you ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Chair, as a member in good standing since 1998, so 21 years ago, as a voting member of the RC board, I ask that my discussion time be uninterrupted and I be allowed to conclude. It times out at 4 minutes, 20 seconds. Personally, I believe HR 3324 is just another shiny object, re-elect me bill, written for this Congressional District 18 representative by Bullsugar. After all the hell some folks in this room put my family and I through, I ask you, where is HR 6700 today? My questions about 6700 were never answered, and my predictions, all of them, came true. This new re-elect me bill, HR 3324, in my opinion, is no different. This room, this community exploded with hate the instant I asked common sense questions about 6700. I was vilified. I woke up with Congressional District 18 election signs planted across the street facing my home. A little dark of the night congressional vigilante action. Oh, we'll show you, Marty Baum. Waterkeeper Alliance got a hate letter from Sean Murphy. No, wait a minute. It was Joe Neeson this time. Same thing, I guess. They laughed, said, "Good work. Defend your water, Marty." Bullsugar was so desperate to force me to support the fraudulent 6700 that their attorney tortiously interfered with an active Indian River Keeper Board of Directors vote. Why didn't you vote for my bill was the question posed to my Board of Directors. I spoke to Waterkeeper Alliance attorneys, Waterkeeper Florida attorneys, Everglades Law Center attorneys, and then I sat down and discussed this over coffee with my dear friend David Guest at Earth Justice about this interference. The consensus was that, ethically, this was an abomination for an officer of the court to interfere in such a manner during an active Board of Director vote in any organization not his own. My common sense questions were never answered. All I got was political hit pieces written again by Bullsugar. Esteemed members of this organization, some I have respected and supported for decades, just rolled right over, unwilling to address my questions, fully supporting the fraud that 6700 is and was. knowing all along that my questions were valid. Every photo op had these esteemed members in them. They even paid Erin Brockovich and her little dog, Jew, to come support their bill.
That was my dog.
When my common sense questions refused to go away, when my support of the Miccosukee tribe never wavered, the CD18 rep accused me, without merit or substance, of being a liar 3 times on Facebook 2 days before the election. That's the standard Republican template. Lose your argument, attack the opponent with lies. I would point out that the fraudulent promises that HR 6700 was going to stop the discharges and stop the cyanobacterial blooms magically disappeared after the CD18 representative was reelected. HR 6700 is on the committee floor dead, because really its only purpose was to accommodate the reelection of CD18. Sadly, not one of you ever held him accountable for the fraudulent claims that he made. You still sit here silent. You are now complicit in NIMBY, not in my backyard. And every other county and Florida waterkeeper knows it. No Florida waterkeeper supported HR 6700. None of them. Now, Bullsugar has written a new re-elect me bill for the CD18 rep that seems no better than the last one. It still does not say where the polluted water will go, still does not address all the northern estuaries, contains no operational criteria. Same-o, same-o. I could dismember it line by line, but it's simply not worth the effort. I predict it will die on the committee floor just like the last bill. It will fail on the lack of substance, just like HR 6700. Keep this in mind. The sitting Congressional District 18 representative supports every destructive anti-environmental appointment Trump and his minions make. He supports every deregulation of clean air and clean water, removing our federal environmental protections in Washington away from your prying eyes. He is totally a Trump deregulation Republican. He is deliberately supporting the poisoning of your children ad hoc. And with every vote and every turn, he shows himself to be the enemy of clean air and clean water. Then he comes back here and says, I love water. And some of you herald him as a hero. Examine the voting record and ask yourself who and what is really being served. I think once again this is about re-election and not really about fixing our water problems.
Who are you talking about?
I'm not done. Hold on. I got to pay for a lot. There it is. I think again, the community is being duped and willingly led around by the nose following the next shiny object. Indian Riverkeeper will abstain on the support resolution of HR 3324 as written. We will neither support nor oppose this resolution. Demand clean water. It is your right.
Point of order.
Thank you.
This is discussion.
Point of order. The accusations made by Mr. Baum are completely out of line. Can you say what a remedy is there?
It's not a remedy if they're false.
There's no remedy for making accusations in this.
Not unless it's a claim against you to him and.
Because I just talked to one of the lawyers. I believe you did make a claim against me. Is that correct?
What I said was you tortiously interfered in an active Indian Riverkeeper Board of Directors vote.
And you claimed that other attorneys said that I was not supposed to be doing that as an officer of the court?
I was told that ethically it was not proper for you to
Because one of the
interfere.
attorneys you cited has just texted me back and said that that's completely untrue and completely false.
Which one is that?
I'm not gonna get into that here. I will take it
All right,
outside.
Let's talk about that later.
Yeah, let's have a discussion,
don't believe
and
you.
we're gonna take a vote on it. So, do we have other further discussion? Lawyer Wexton recognized.
It's all.
All right.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Minute or two.
yeah, it'll be less
Can you
than a
identify
minute.
yourself, please?
My name is Blair Wickstrom, I'm a Florida sportsman, and I'm a board member of both Rivers Coalition and Bullsugar. And so I've been involved, obviously, in this legislation. For the record, I'm a Democrat.
Yeah.
And this is something that I feel is very important to do 2 things. Save our river, stop the discharges now. It's not 2 years from now, it's not 20 years from now, it's today through operational change. Lowering the lake will stop the discharges and save our river. It's not necessarily the best thing for the entire watershed, for the entire system. It's what it says right there, save our river, stop the discharges. Why are we here? You should be here to save our river, stop the discharges. That's what Rivers Coalition is about. That's what HR 3324 does. That's what it will do. It lowers the lake, reduces the chances for discharges. That's what it is, nothing more. And hopefully we will support that. If not, we have to rethink what we're here for.
What does coalition mean?
So let's have any other discussion on the motion put forward. Okay.
You know, I gotta again ask, Marty, what qualifies you to read bill language?
Being a voter?
Again, Alex,
Come on.
no, listen, Marty, and Alex, both of you, just listen.
Isn't that a fair question? He's
No.
calling
Not for
out.
this discussion, no.
Well, he's
We're-
calling out
We're
the
discussing
language
the
of the bill.
motion to approve this resolution by the Rivers Coalition. You have.
Just like your attack ads, you're insinuating I'm too damn stupid to understand what I'm looking at.
Yes, you're on line,
I've
Marty.
invited students
Yeah.
into this room. Do you understand this?
You are
I
not
have
being-
invited students into this room. No, both of you need to apologize and let everybody vote.
Let's just move through this. Any other discussion on the motion? Yes, ma'am.
Can I speak from here, or do you want me to come up front? Can everybody hear me?
We can, yes.
Can you hear me?
So, yep.
All right, I'm Caroline Leonard. I represent the Martin County Democratic Environmental Caucus. I'm a proxy for Gail Ryan, who is a member of this group. We want to clarify our vote. We want to work with everyone on this bill. The bill has some good points, although we feel our yes vote should be with conditions. Some conditions would be input from other environmental organizations and others. We feel a more thorough discussion should have been planned by the Rivers Coalition Board before this vote is rushed through. This is especially true in the summer months when many folks aren't here in Martin County. What will be done with Lake water if it can't be discharged? Therefore, we wish to make a motion to delay the vote. Otherwise, if you do pass it, we will have to abstain.
Well, there's another motion on the floor, which is not
So a
second.
motion to delay the vote?
So there's no second. The motion dies at that. So.
I second it.
Are you a voting member?
Oh, she's asking about, are you a voting member?
No.
Okay.
I'm a voting member.
Do you wish to second that motion?
But we have a motion.
We already have a current motion, and that can be a substitute, unless the maker of the motion agrees. Okay, so I'm trying to pull this together just to try to say that. You're always welcome to abstain, or vote no, or vote yes. So we're gonna take a vote on the motion as it stands. The motion is to approve the resolution which supports the HR 3324. So we'll go ahead and ask you to raise your hand. If you vote yes for the motion, please raise your hand and hold it, so we get a count.
What are we doing?
We're voting, the motion was made to approve the resolution, it was seconded, so we're voting for that.
We need 15.
So please hold your hands up, so if you're voting for the motion, so we can get a count. If you're voting no.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Sherry, are you up?
This
16.
is voting for the motion.
Okay.
to approve
Okay,
the
raise them. Okay, I just got 16. Somebody put their hand down. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It passed.
So do you, yeah, motion passed. So, yes, I'll recognize Jackie for 1
I
minute.
feel the need to do this
Okay.
because all my friends that are here want to know why the hell I'm voting yes.
Okay.
I went back to my board, which is the Martin County Conservation Alliance Board, and we discussed it, and they voted, the majority of the board voted to approve the resolution.
Okay.
I voted against it, but I had to come here and vote yes.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna have to get my life in order.
I know there's a lot of contention surrounding these kind of things like this particularly, but, you know, as we're stating in our mission statement, we're about things that help stop the pollution, stop the discharges to the river, and necessarily help public health and safety. I think we are all prominent on that. So let's get back to the common issues that we all agree on. Let's get back to, as a coalition, agreeing to move forward with that in that direction. On that note, before I do the presentation, I want to recognize two partners in our groups that have been
Yes.
helping us out, the Computer Network Services. Is anybody present from Computer Network Services? We're recognized for their support and contributions, so let's give it up for them. Then I have recognition for Richard Geisinger Jr., who's here in the room. Richard, you have been recognized here for your support, and I believe that was during the 4th of July. Is that correct?
Just want to thank Dr. Wright, who allows us to park cars on the 4th of July for everybody to watch the fireworks, and for Troy Dutton, who's the young man that kind of runs the thing. So we were able to raise $630 for the kids.
We have a new member. We have a new member, Friends of the Everglades, that is going to be representative. Alex, is you here? So you're representing the Friends of the Everglades now, of the organization.
Yeah, hi, how are you? My name you might not have heard me speak here, but I'm proud to be the executive director of Friends of the Everglades. We're a 501c3 created by Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in 1969. Friends of the Everglades has been a party to some of the biggest litigation that has happened in the history of the Everglades, led to $1 billion in spending for cleaning up the water in the Everglades. Just a really great organization with great board members, really proud to be a part of it, really proud to join the Rivers Coalition here today. And we thank you and look forward to working with you.
You're no longer with the Bull Sugar or
Bull Sugar Alliance has been dissolved.
But Allie Preston will be the representative for bullsugar.org.
Okay, so there's a bullsugar.org. So Friends of the Everglades, all their application is in, the letter of support for the mission and everything.
Can I just make an announcement?
Yes. Is it relative to?
Well, it was relative that maybe we watched Shark Week, Discovery Channel. My younger son, who came up here and helped us with the Rivers Coalition banquet several years ago, spent time with us. August the 2nd, 9:00 p.m., he is Maine versus Shark out of the Isle of Jaws in Australia.
Did you say that loud?
I move we accept it.
The new member. Motion to accept the new member, second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Friends of the Everglades, any opposed? I've known them for many years. Long before Alex joined, and they're a wonderful group. They've joined with Earth Justice. I've testified in federal court for them on many cases for back pumping. So I think Friends of the Everglades is definitely a good organization to have joined. Okay, I'm going to get on with a presentation, and we've got some great introductions here from some state agencies and things like that going on. So I'm going to just get started. I'm going to do real quick, and I'm not shutting the lights off because then you can't go to sleep. That's not that you would, but the idea here for me tonight is just talk about things that happen in our watershed, including like Okeechobee discharges, but things that happen in our watershed that are critical to our watershed and the pollution and what's going on. And we attended a workshop. In fact, I was on the panel of the July 10th workshop at the Water District. Remember, every month they have their business meeting, and then before that, the day before, they usually have a workshop. I don't think they're having a workshop this coming week, but on August 8th is their next meeting. What I wanted to talk about tonight is some of what's on the map, but more detail about some of the things that were presented at that workshop, some information. Gary Goforth wasn't able to be here tonight, but he and I worked a lot closely together on a lot of these issues and things like that, so I want to kind of bring that to speed. But the other day I was downtown here just 2 days ago, and I was waiting for a meeting at 8 o'clock. I took a coffee and I walked down the river boardwalk. And as I'm drinking my coffee and I'm looking at the oysters, they're popping, they're snapping, there's the live oysters. I'm looking down, I see a stingray, I see a snook about so big, I see blue crabs, I see other little fish. I'm just really, I was very warmed by that. You know, the fact that we have a riverbank. And, I'm excited about that, and I think we all should be. We all should take some time to really enjoy it. You know, many of you boaters, fishermen, people that get out, but this is really a critical time. So what happens, we know a lot about Lake Oak Discharge, I'll talk a bit about that, but mostly I want to talk about what's our watershed. What you see in the red box is the historical watershed of about 200,000 acres. There was the North Fork, winding about 23.5 miles north, almost to White City, and then the South Fork about 10.5 miles south, winding fork. And that whole drainage basin on this side of the Green Ridge was kind of the drainage, the natural area for the tidal estuary, where freshwater reaches all the way up into those forks. And it meets the salt water from the ocean to the inlet right there in the middle estuary. But unfortunately, we've expanded it to include almost 525,000 acres with larger areas for drainage and situations that we started many, many years ago to try to work on. We all know the environmental impacts and the other impacts, the health impacts and economic impacts of Lake Okeechobee discharges. They're a part of our lives. That's why you're here a lot of times, is to say, this can't be good. This is not right to destroy estuaries, to destroy our reefs, to destroy our economy and our health. It's not good. And we need to stop it, and we need to stop it right away. This is what happened last year, as you recall. Always saying that the far left there, that 25 to 30 parts per thousand, 25-20 after the Roosevelt Bridge, and the salinity drops immediately when we start getting those discharges. All last year, almost for over about those 127 days, the salinity stayed so low in the middle estuary that we lost a lot of our oyster reefs. And we lost a lot of other things in the outer estuary, and this was from a time ago, back in 2013, but it's very similar to now. The district used to present these kind of graphs about these 2 points, Willoughby Creek and Boy Scout Island, in these green areas where you see the seagrass beds. Now, the oyster reefs are underneath that graphic, but the idea was that the district showed that Johnson seagrass and other shoal grass are affected dramatically by the light gray line you see going when the salinity drops tremendously by these discharges. That seagrass loss is documented in a lot of different ways. I appreciate Todd Thurlow working with us too to document what you see on the left there, seagrass cover 2010, to what you see the same area on the right in 2017. We put together some actual area inventories to find it went from 400 to about 200 acres in at least the aerial reconnaissance we could do, and we questioned how much more seagrass is left. Not very much out there, unfortunately, because it still is trying to come back. But I did hear some, just like walking the boardwalk, seeing the estuary, I was out in the grass flats and I did see some grass starting to come back. And it's still there, and we're starting to help get it going again too. So works of the district, and I'm not gonna read you these documents, I have them up here if you would like to see them. They're very voluminous, but I want you to notice the dates. The one on the left is 1989, and it was Lake Oak. It was designed as works of the district, and it's called Chapter 40E61. And then over here is 40E63, having to deal with the Everglades agricultural area. This was done back in 1992, a little later on. What's in the middle is when it was amended, works of the district, the 40E61, which is over there on the left. Now, these documents were helping the district to do their regulatory kind of controls on their control structures and all what we call works of the district. So the works of the district include structures, rights of way, pumps, canals, all kinds of things that we kind of lump into a big definition of works of the district. So anybody putting water into works of the district or things has to have a permit, and those permits are the regulatory arm of what the water district does. It also goes in the Okeechobee region, as you know, goes way up into almost south of Orlando at the upper chain of lakes, Lake Kissimmee, the big lake there at the bottom of the yellow, all the way down to Lake Okeechobee and around the lake. That's about 3.4 million acres. And believe it or not, we as C44 Basin is part of the Lake Okeechobee watershed. Why is that? Because if today you open that gates at Port Mayaca, the water level in Port Mayaca side's like at 13.5 feet, and in the lake it's 11.5. So where will the water flow? Flow back into the lake. So there's occasions when water goes from these surrounding watersheds into the lake. Just to look at the land use, primarily agriculture, mostly unimproved or improved pasture land out in the Kissimmee Valley. It's a very big valley. We're trying to restore some of that floodplain and to try to hold and attenuate that water up there. But there are works of the district up there, and too many to actually number or name. But there's also works of the district south in the Everglades agricultural area. As you know, when we built the dike around the lake and opened up this agricultural area south of the lake, about 700,000 acres. The EAA, as we call it, there are about 213 drainage subbasins and about 289 permitted structures. That's this map here, and I have full size of this one that I got pretty much years ago, but it shows all of the structures and subbasins and their permitted structures and how they're regulated to control the runoff there. So along comes a plan to help try to reinforce some of those works of the district to improve the water quality within both the watersheds of the Okeechobee and the EA and the St. Lucie, because what happened is we expanded that watershed not only to be surrounding the lake, but also to include the northern estuaries, meaning the Caloosahatchee on the west, the St. Lucie on the east. So now it's called the Northern Everglades and Estuaries Protection Plan. Martin.
Ronaldo Diaz is not happy about.
He's not happy
left
because
out of that.
what he's referring to is Lake Worth Lagoon and the Loxahatchee and other estuaries should be included when we talk about this. Lake Worth Lagoon particularly because there is a canal structure called C-51, which actually comes into Lake Worth Lagoon and it's connected upstream to the lake area. So we do need to include this whenever we're talking about it. What these two reports are, and you can see one of the authors there that you might recognize, Gary Goforth, have put forward these technical support documents, which were real detailed technical support on how to implement performance measures within these watersheds. And in order to adopt these and put them in, and they were still viable right up until they adopted in 2013 when he put those things together. But then in 2016, the state legislature passed this water bill for 2016. And it had over 30 amendments and creations to existing law and legislation. Chapter 373 of Florida statutes is the primary chapter. And what you see underlined are all these amendments to that act in order to basically understand that now the water bill wants to reliance on best management practices, BMPs, and also on the TMDL BMAP process, and not regulatory through works of the district. So I wanted to point that out. This is that map I have over here. Again, take a real close look. You'll see all those little tiny blue lines are actually lateral lines or ditches, that the lateral ditches that enter into about 96 project culverts. All those red dots that you see around the canal, C23, 24, and C44 canal, all have culvert inputs or spillway inputs into that. In fact, back in 1999, and when we were meeting about the total maximum daily load back in the early